In the last few lectures, we learned about set data structure in JavaScript, and we learned that sets were introduced in ES6 version of JavaScript. Along with sets, in ES6, there was another data structure which was introduced, and that is map. So in this lecture, we are going to learn about map data structure and the basic concepts related to map data structure. Then in the coming lectures, we will learn about map data structure in more detail. So what is map data structure? In JavaScript, a map is a data structure that holds key value pairs, where both the keys and the values can be of any data type. So we know that we also have objects which stores data as key value pair. But in objects, the keys are mostly string values. But in maps, a key can be a value of any data type. So a key can be a string value, a numeric value, an object, anything. Also, map maintains the insertion order of element. That means the order in which you add key value pairs is preserved. And this is a key difference between map and regular objects. In simple terms, we can say that a map is a data structure that can be used to map values to keys. Let's try to understand map data structure with a practical example. So let's first go ahead and let's create a map. And to create a map, we use new keyword followed by map constructor. And in this way, we have created a new map. Now, this expression here, it is going to return us a new map. So we can go ahead and we can store it in a variable. Let's simply call it my map. Okay, now let me go ahead and let me log this map. If we save the changes, you will see that it has logged a map, but in this map, we do not have any data. And that's why you can see the size of the map is 0. So just like sets, map also has this size property, which returns us the number of entries in a map. Currently, in this map, we do not have any entry. We do not have any key value pair. Now, if you want to add new entries to a map, once you have created the map, on that map, you can call set method. And to this set method, you need to pass two values. As you can see, this set method expects two values, key and the value for that key. So here, let me go ahead and let me add a key, and I'm going to add a string value as the key, and I'll call it as question. Then we also need to specify a value for that key. So let's say the value for this key will be in which year ES6 was released. Okay, so here we have a key called question, and for that key we have a value, this string value. Let me save the changes, and you will see that now this map has one entry. For that entry, key is question, and the value for that key is this string value. Then if you want to add more entries to this map, again on the my map, you can call set method. You can specify the key and the value for that key. So here for the key, now I'm going to use a numeric value 1, and for that the value, let's say, is 2013. Okay. Now there is one more thing which you need to remember is what this set method does is it creates a new entry for the map, and then it returns the updated map. Okay, so after it has added this entry, it is also going to return us this my map with this entry updated in that. So what we can also do is instead of calling this second set on this my map again, we can also do this. If I save the changes, now you will see that we have two entries. So we can also do it in this way. Or what we can do is we can simply chain this set method to the result of this first set, because we know that this set method is going to return us the updated map with the newly added entry. So on that also we can chain another set. And here I can move it to a separate line to make it more readable, something like this. So here we are chaining this set method to the result of this set, and in this way we can chain multiple set methods. So here again I'm going to chain another set method. Here I'll say the key is 2 and value is 2015. Then I'm going to chain another set. Here key is 3, value is 2016, and then I'm going to chain another set. Here the key is 4 and the value is, let's say, 2020. Okay, and in this way, if I save the changes, now you will see that this map has 5 entries. So for the first entry, this question is the key and the string value is the value for that key. Then for the second entry, 1 is the key and 2013 is its value. For the third entry, 2 is the key and 2015 is its value. Okay, so let's say this is our question, this value, and these are the options for that question. Now we will also have a correct answer. So for that, I'm going to add another set, and here we will say, let's say key is correct and value is this option 2. So let's specify that. Then we can also have Boolean values as the key. So here I am chaining another set method, and let's say for this the key is true and the value is correct answer. And then I'll chain another set method, and for this the key is false and the value is wrong answer. So as you can see, a map is nothing but it is a data structure which holds data as a key value pair. All right. Now let's see how we can use this map. So let me save the changes here, and now in this map we have total 8 entries. Now what I want is I want to use this map. So here I'm going to create a function, and let me call this function show question. And inside this function, what we are going to do is, let me comment this console.log statement here. So first of all, we want to show a question. So here let me add a console.log statement, and in this console.log statement, first of all I'm going to log a string message. I'll say MCQ question. Okay, after that let's add some line break. So for that I'm going to use asterisk like this, and now we want to display the question. Now in this map we have a question. So for that we have this question key, and I want to get the value for this question key from this my map. And to do that, just like set method, on the map we also have get method. So here we can say my map dot get, and to this get method we need to pass the key for which we want to get the value. Here we want to display the question, and for the question the key is question. So we are going to pass this key to this get method. All right, and it is going to return us that question. So let me go ahead and let me store it in a variable, and now let's log that variable in the console. Okay, so this question here, it is a variable which is going to store the value which this question key is storing. And just to avoid any confusion, I'll simply call it as Q. Okay, and here let's log Q. And let me go ahead and let me call this show question function. If I save the changes, you will see the question is logged. And here before this question, what I'll also do is I'll add some string value, and here let's say Q1. So now it looks good. Now let's also go ahead and let's show the options. So for that again, I'm going to use the console.log statement, and inside this console.log statement on this my map, I'm going to call the get method, and this time I want to get the options for that question. Now for the options are stored in these keys 1, 2, 3, and 4. So first I'm going to show the first option, and for that we need to pass the key as 1. If I save the changes, you can see it is showing that option. And before this also, let's add some string. So for example, here let's say a dot and then the option. Okay, now remember that here you need to pass the correct data type for the key. If you see in this my map, the key is numeric value 1. Here instead of numeric value 1, if I pass string value 1, in this case JavaScript is not going to do type coercion. That means it is not going to convert this string value to numeric value 1. If I save the changes, you will see that in this case it has returned undefined, because in this map we do not have any entry where the key is string value 1. So this is very important to understand. In most of the cases, JavaScript do type coercion, but in case of maps for the key, JavaScript does not do type coercion. So string value 1 will not be converted to numeric value 1. Here type coercion will not happen. And in the same way, let me call this get method on my map 3 more times, and let's pass the key for the options. So for the second option, the key is 2. For the third option, the key is 3. And for the fourth option, the key is 4. And here also let's change the string value. So let's say the options are A, B, C, and D. If I save the changes now, you can see we have a question, and for that we have these 4 options. So as you can see, using this get method, we can get the value from a map based on the provided key. Now let's go ahead and let's also prompt user to enter his answer. Okay, and whatever answer the user will enter, let's go ahead and let's store it in a variable and let's call it answer. Okay, and for the correct answer, let's put 2015. So instead of showing the option, we want the user to provide the answer. Okay, let's save the changes. And now here the user has to enter his answer. So let me cancel it here. And once we have the answer, what we are going to do is we are going to compare the answer with this correct answer. So here we can say, here let's create a variable and let's call it is correct. So whatever answer the user has provided, we will have it inside this answer variable, and it will be a string value. So let's also convert it to numeric value by adding plus in front of it. Okay, and now we will check if answer equals, and again we want to get the correct answer from this map, and to get the correct answer we have this correct key. So here we will say my map dot get, and we want to get the correct answer, so we are going to pass the correct this string as the key. So here we are basically comparing the answer which the user has entered with the answer with the value which is saved for this correct key in this my map. Okay, so this comparison here, it is going to return either a true value if both the values match, otherwise it will return false. So now again I'm going to write console.log statement, and if you see in our map we also have 2 more entries, true and false. So from here what we are going to do is from the my map we are going to get the value based on this is correct. Okay, so if this is correct is true, we will log correct answer. Otherwise, if this is correct is false, we will log wrong answer. And with this, let's save the changes and let's enter 2015 and let's click on OK. You see it is logging correct answer. Let me refresh the page and let's enter some other value, maybe 2020. And if I click on OK, it says wrong answer. So this is how you can create a map using this new map constructor. To add entries to that map, you can use set method. And remember that this set method, after adding a new entry to the map, it returns the updated map. And since it returns the updated map, we can also chain multiple set methods together. And if you want to get value from a map, you can use get method. And to this get method, you need to pass the key for which you want to get the value. All right. Now, if you want to get the size of the map, that means how many entries a map has, we have already seen the size property. So you can say my map.size and it will return you the total number of entries that map has. In our case, our map has 8 entries. So you can see it has returned 8. And let me go ahead and let me comment this call so that that prompt window will not appear every time. So using the size method, you can get all the entries from a map. Now, if you want to delete some entry, for that also on the map, we have delete method. And to this delete method, you need to pass the key for which you want to delete the entry. So for example, here for the key, if I pass true, and after that, let me also go ahead and let me log my map. If I save the changes, you will see that now this map has only 7 elements. And from this map, that entry where the key was true, that has been deleted. So using this delete method, you can also delete entries from a map based on the key. And finally, if you want to delete all the entries from the map, you have clear method. And to this clear method, you don't need to pass anything. What this clear method will do is it will delete all the entries from the map. So if I save the changes, you see it has deleted all the entries from the map, and now the current size is 0. This size, this 8 is logging before we have cleared anything from the map. So before that, the map size was 8. After we have called this clear method, and after that when we are logging this my map, it has no entries, so the size is 0. So these are few important methods and properties on a map. And remember that maps are more useful than sets, because with map, you not only store the data, but you can also retrieve data. Then along with these methods, we also have one more method on map, and that is has. So let's say console.log, and inside that, on my map, I'm going to call has method. This has method returns as a boolean value, and to this has method we need to pass a key. For example, let me pass the key as correct. So if in this map we have any entry where the key is correct, this has method will return true. If I save the changes, it has returned true. But if I pass a key with which there is no entry in the map, so for example wrong, and if I save the changes, in that case this has method will return false. So this has method basically checks if in a given map we have any entry with the passed key. I hope you got the point. So this is all the basic concepts related to map. Here we learned how to create a map, how to add entries to a map, how to fetch the value for a given key from a map, and then we also talked about some useful methods which we have on a map. In the next lecture, let's learn how we can create maps from an array and an object. This is all I wanted to cover in this lecture. If you have any questions from this lecture, then feel free to ask it. Thank you for listening and have a great day.